All right, guys, we're about to get ready for this beautiful flight. Beautiful. From Acapulco, Mexico. And we're gonna fly from beautiful Acapulco, Mexico to resume. There we go. To Mexico City. And this is Acapulco. This is the Acapulco airport. Okay, time to turn the music down. It's so loud. By the way, that's my song. If you want to listen to it completely, you can. It's on Spotify and it's also on pretty much all of the music places, wherever music is. Look for artist Omar Man and you'll find me. And I got a couple of songs there all over the place, so you can go listen. A lot of electronic music mostly, but you know, sort of like, check it out. This is beautiful Acapulco airport. This is free scenery that you can get on flightsim.to, and it just makes the airport look so much better, even though it does have its little issues like this light thing going through the bus, but that's all right. At night, the light is definitely necessary, because at night this airport, we could actually look at it. You can see what it looks like at night. The beautiful thing about having a simulator is that you can do all of this stuff. Live weather, okay, that's what it looks like right now, and we'll make it so that it's nighttime. Ooh, like that. See? And then that's where those lamps really work their magic, because they light up the airport so that you know where you need to park and all of that stuff, all of that jazz. Because otherwise it is completely dark and all you see are the lights on the airport, you know, on the tarmac, so that you know where to go. And this is a different add-on, that's why it sometimes clashes. But let's go to real time and real weather, and this is what it looks like right now in Acapulco at this time. It's a little hazy. There's quite a lot of cumulonimbus clouds, so it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride, I think. We'll see. Right now it says it's VFR, so we can take off. We're fine. And when we get to Mexico City, it is moderate VFR. So that means we will have. Ooh, look at this part over here, part of the city. Acapulco, a lot of pools. So these are probably like apartments, and the beach. Woohoo! None of the resorts are modeled, so I'm guessing that's something else you gotta buy, or it will come in a future release. But check it out, we got two runways, runway 6 and runway 10. So yeah, and let's see which way the wind is blowing. The wind is, it's pretty calm. Yeah, that does not look like a very happy windsock, you know. That dude's like just like, yeah, whatever. So we can take off pretty much in any direction. And yeah. So let's go back to the plane, and let's get inside the plane, and let's get our stuff going here, because we said we were going to take off at 10:20. It's already, it's actually 12 here, and we're going to take off at 12:20. So let's get our airplanes checked out. Check out this beautiful airplane. This is called the Diamond DA-62. It's a twin diesel engine airplane. The engines are made by the Diamond Company, so they're really awesome diesel engines, and they burn jet fuel, which is another of the coolest things you can imagine. And they're completely automated. They have FADEC. I mean, it's a computer controlling everything, so it's beautiful. And inside the airplane, check it out. The airplane is so freaking snazzy. Isn't it snazzy? It's super snazzy. Check it out. And I think on this airplane, we can actually go to the back, yes. And this is what the passenger would see if we're sitting, if he was sitting back here. You know, let's get him closer to the, there, to the headrest. Yeah, that's what you would see if you were like flying with me in the back seat. You could look out the window. Ooh, the wings are thin and beautiful, so you can look. And it has room for 2 more people in the back, so you could actually be sitting here too. You could be one of these passengers out here. And look at that, leg room. It's got leg room. Come on, guys, this airplane is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Let's move forward a bit. There we are. Here's where we would be sitting. That's right. The front doesn't look that cool, but he's got this beautiful window out the side, so you can look out. Isn't that cool? That is freaking cool. Look, these are the windows where you were looking out from. Isn't that awesome? It's awesome. All right. Now let's get this plane started. And this plane is pretty easy. We just make sure that, yep, the fuel control is on for both. Oh, let's put some fuel in it because it probably doesn't have fuel yet. So we're gonna go ahead and just go over to 75% capacity of the fuel. That's more than enough, way more than enough for our flight. It's gonna be about an hour long, our flight. Okay, next thing we gotta do is we gotta turn on the electrical system. That turns on everything. Pretty much, right? Next thing we gotta do is we gotta turn on our strobe light to make sure that people do not get in the way of our, people will know that there's something up with the plane and that we're gonna start it up, right? This one doesn't have a rotating beacon, it only has the strobe and position light. So, next thing we gotta do is we gotta turn on our fuel pumps. Fuel pumps on, fuel pumps on. We turn on our masters, which will turn the glow plugs. This uses glow plugs because, as I said, it's a diesel engine. And then we start the engine. Push button. Isn't that cool? Engine. Right? One engine is on. And second engine is on. And that's all you need to do. Isn't that cool? It's an easy plane to fly. All right, we turn off our fuel pumps and we leave the airplane on, and now we can turn on our avionics master, which will turn on our radios so that we can use our radios. And let's turn on our taxi light because we're going to be moving around in just one moment. Hello, whoever's watching, welcome along, and if you could leave a message, I would love it. Leave a little comment there. Don't know where you're watching from, if you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitch. Either way, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on YouTube, I would appreciate a like, maybe, and a subscribe if you like this kind of content. We do flights pretty much every Sunday morning. I try to be here and fly for you, and try to pick places that I know or places that I think are really awesome. Like we've been flying around Africa these last few days, and it's been fantastic. And I've played little videos of the places so that you guys can see what it's like. It's really, really cool. And today we're flying Acapulco, which is like it's one of the biggest resort places in Mexico, and you'll see why. I mean, it's beautiful. It's tons of awesome beaches and a huge ass lagoon with a lot of fishing and boating and all of that kind of stuff going on. So it's pretty cool. All right, so let's get our flight plan in the thing here. Right, we are taking off from Mike Alpha Alpha, which is General Juan Alvarez, Acapulco. And we enter, and the runway we're going to take off from, let's pick one of the long ones. Um, let's see. According to this thing, let's choose an. Let's change this. I think it says right now the best one to take off from is runway 10. So we're gonna choose runway 10. This was the weather information. I looked it up. So runway 10. Cool. Enter, enter. Alrighty, and we're gonna go to Mexico City. Destination MMMX, Benito Juarez International Airport. And over there, I think the best runway, it doesn't matter. All runways are good. We can pick whatever we want. So it could be 5 left or 5 right. I'm thinking 5 right. It's probably the one we're gonna choose. So we're gonna choose select runway 5 right, add to route. All right, and here we do it on this computer, 5 right. Right, enter, enter. Cool. Our route is set. We're flying direct, and it's going to be nice. And we're going to go all the way up to 13,500 feet because Mexico is really way up there in altitude. There's like really high mountains all over the place. There's some mountains, some peaks that are over 19,000 feet high. So we're going to be flying lower than some of the elevation over there. Some of the mountains. 13.5, that's where we're going. All right, and now we also need to look at the METAR here where we are at, and we do that with a little command called .METAR, and Mike alpha alpha, Mike alpha alpha, yeah. Is it Mike alpha alpha or Mike? Yeah, Mike alpha alpha, and it says R 29990. That's what we got to put here, 29990. Cool. That is our altitude. And we're checking the CDI over here. We're putting our transponder for, it's already transmitting, and our code will be VFR, so that's 1200. And we are good. VFR, oh, 7,000 in Mexico. That's VFR in Mexico. Okay, cool. That's good. Good to know. And we're ready to go. We just got to set our radio to 122.8. That's our Unicom. Even though there's nobody around here, but we're going to go ahead and announce our taxiing to runway 10. So we say Acapulco traffic, November 62 Mike Romeo Echo, type Twin Diamond, taxiing to runway 10, Acapulco. Right, now we're going to look outside. So taxiing is a little easier. And let's see, we're going to go to runway 10. So we need to go behind us. So let's go ahead and turn around. Okay, so far so good. I think we may get a little bit of a rain on the way there, some precipitation on the plane, but I'm pretty sure this plane can handle it, so we're going to be fine. This is a pretty snazzy plane. Sucker can handle most anything, I think. Got all these airplanes over here. That's pretty cool. They modeled some planes all over the runway. Populated this thing with planes, which is nice. Doesn't feel barren, you know. Some other airports I've been to, inside Microsoft Flight Simulator, when you're flying with VATSIM, they don't populate airplanes. Like, you don't see any other airplanes, pretty much. Like, if there's people flying with you, you'll see their airplanes, but if there's somebody else, then you don't see nothing. Right, so far so good. We gotta keep going this way, and then we'll head down to runway 10. Gotta put a little more right rudder there because it's pulling me to the left. Alrighty. Yikes. We don't want to get into the runway. Actually, we can. We can take off from right here, actually. This is not bad. This is pretty good. Alright. Acapulco traffic, November 62 Mike Romeo Echo. Taking off runway 10 at Echo for a departure to the north, Acapulco. All right. Oof. So far, so good. Yes, keep it centered. And we are at rotate speed, so we rotate. And there we are. We just took off, guys. Okay, positive rate of climb. Tap the brakes, and the gear comes up. Yep. This little red light means that the gear is coming up. And you can hear the motor stop, so the gear is up. Isn't that cool? That is awesome. All right. And we are almost at 1,000 feet. Look at that. Rainy day in Acapulco. Okay, flaps coming up. Keep the nose up because it's going to want to come down. There we go. And now we turn to the left. Acapulco traffic, November 62 Mike Romeo Echo, 1,200 feet. Turning left for a departure to the north. Acapulco, last call. And now we just fly, guys. We fly over this little lagoon, Acapulco Lagoon, which is rainy right now. But we are almost over the weather right now, over the haze. But yeah, there's a lot of clouds. Look at that. Oof. I don't know if I want to fly through those. Will we stay beneath them and then climb later? I wonder if there'll be an opportunity to climb later over them. Let's see, what does our weather say here on our weather app? Weather app's not showing any weather, even though I have these huge, angry looking clouds ahead of us. You know what? I think we should turn slightly to avoid the big, nasty looking clouds and go through these little holes here in between them. That's probably what we're going to do. We're going to try to go through these little holes and avoid going through the nasty, ugly clouds that are going to be making us bounce all over the place. Alright, we're climbing super fast because I want to get over the bad weather. I don't want to climb so much that the performance of the airplane is going to be compromised, so I'm going to keep it down a little bit. Yeah, we're going to have to go through some of the clouds, but we're going to be going through the top parts of them, I hope. Alright, goes down a little bit, and let's just go through these clouds. Alright, autopilot, we're going to go heading mode, autopilot. And we're going to see if the autopilot can hold us steady through this crap. And I'm going to use flight level change. And I want him to try to keep us climbing at 100 knots. 100 knots, there we go. So we can't see much because of the clouds. So we're just going to let our autopilot, who has a lot less likely to be disoriented than we are, flying through this muck. We'll let him handle the flying, and we're just going to navigate. Navigate. All right, we turn our fuel pumps were off. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, it wasn't that thick, that part. That part was not that bad. 18 degrees is the outside air temperature, so there's no need for pitot heat. We're doing good. Check it out, guys. We're going through this nice little corridor in the clouds on our way up to 13,500 feet. And is the beautiful part about this airplane, because it's FADEC controlled engines, there's no need for us to be adjusting the propeller or the mixture, because it doesn't have one. It does it for us. It's all FADEC control. All we have to do is adjust one little lever, and that's it. And the lever is power. That's cool, huh? Yep. Let's see. Volanta. I think I should have our Volanta thing going, but it's not showing up. I don't know why. Oh, that's the other thing I wasn't. That's not Volanta. Goal is showing up, but the Volanta is not showing up. Weird. Let me see if I can reboot Volanta. Settings. Streamer tools. Stop. And start. Alright. Copy. It's not showing up. Strange. That's weird. Not showing up. So the Volanta is not showing up. I wonder if I restart Volanta, will it start now? Let's try it. Let's restart Volanta. Reset. No, wait. Now let's get Volanta running again. See if we can get that overlay working. Nope. Not showing up, is it? Oh well. It's not like it's adding anything. Anything that interesting. Nope, nothing's showing up. All right, I'll stop that. See, this is where we're going. That's Mexico down there. Through the clouds, through the haze, as we make our way up to 13,000 feet. That below us is called Sabanillas. Sabanillas is that little town right below us. And big highway down there going through all these Sabanilla, Dos Arroyos, which is over here, and all those other little towns on the way back from Acapulco. That is actually, I'm thinking, that one of the main roads, one of the main highways you need to take if you're driving from Mexico City to Acapulco. That's pretty much where you would go to, right? 13,500. We are there. We are at our cruising altitude. So now let's adjust our airplane. And for our cruise, all we need to do is lower the power lever and get it to around, 70, between 69 and 75. Yeah. We're gonna leave it at around 75 because we're in a hurry and we got a nice, awesome airplane that'll get us there quickly. Check it out, we left the bad weather behind us. And it's smooth sailing ahead until we get to Mexico City, which is apparently also in some pretty bad weather too, so we'll see when we get there. We're gonna pass over this place called Chaltianguis. So Chaltianguis is down there. Here we are. That is what Chaltianguis looks like from 13,000 feet. Isn't that cool? Yeah. All right, now let's go ahead and go back to our flight plan here. And isn't it cool that you can actually fly this plane by just turning a little knob? Like once the autopilot's got it, all you gotta do is point it in the direction you want to go and it'll go for you. And I just wanted to intercept that magenta line, and as soon as we intercept that magenta line, I'm gonna press the navigation button, and then the autopilot is gonna just stay on the line regardless of if there's a crosswind like there is right now. We have an 11 knot crosswind and a 10 knot headwind. So yeah, those are going to be trying to blow the plane out of the direction I'm pointing it at. So we're gonna use the nav button, and then the plane is gonna adjust accordingly. And and we won't have to worry about that. See, right now we're crabbing. Crabbing means that the plane is kind of flying sideways a bit to compensate for the wind that is hitting it on the side. 13 knot crosswind is not that light. Yeah, that's a little something. You'll feel that. That if you were landing 13 knot crosswind, yeah, it would cause you to be like, oh, the heck is going on? All right. That cool though. It is awesome. This is just a beautiful airplane. This is one of the default airplanes inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. It comes with the, I think it comes with all versions of the game. But I just fell in love with it. It is so snazzy. Look at it. I mean, it looks like I don't know, it looks fancy. All this leather interior and it's all push button and two, you know, two big glass screens in front of you. And the G1000, which is a super capable system. It is incredibly capable. Alright guys, I'm gonna go get some water. I shall be back in a jiffy, please. Remember to subscribe and hit like. And if you're watching us on Twitch, I would really appreciate if you click that follow button, because that follow button is how you're gonna be able to find me later on if I'm streaming. And it also helps me reach my follower goal, which is 50. I need to get to 50. I don't know what happens if I get to 50 because Twitch hasn't told me yet, but you know, they like to play their games, so I try to play as well. Alright, I'm gonna be back in just a jiffy. I'm gonna try to leave you with some of my music while I'm gone, and I'll be back. So yeah, I'll leave you with this song. See you guys. You're back. And I'm back. Hello. Let's see, how much have we? We're about 25% of the way there. You can also check that over here in our we are. And oh, look, there is some nasty weather between us and the airport, but it looks like as soon as we get to the airport, it's going to be nice and clear. So, and it's mostly green and yellow. So green and yellow don't scare me. If it were any red in here, I would get worried. And with a 5-knot headwind, we're still doing 181 knots over the ground. We're doing 185 knots of true airspeed and 181 knots over the ground, so that's good. And it's only 4-knot headwind and a 16-knot crosswind. I myself have never been to Acapulco. I have been to Mexico City quite a few times, but never been to Acapulco actually. And like even before Cancun was a big deal, Acapulco or Cabo, Acapulco was the place to go. That was like the main. That's like the place where the jet set had their house, right? Like all the Mexican movie stars and musicians and all that, they had their big houses there, as well as all the super rich Mexican business people. Pretty sure politicians as well. And I'm talking about the 70s. Like that was like the golden era of Acapulco. A little bit of it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. A little bit of it. An almond went into the wrong pipe, and now I can't talk. There we go. That's probably why you don't. That's probably why you don't stream and eat at the same time. There we go. I was scarfing down these almonds, and they're delicious, by the way. And I think the little skin part of one of them went in the wrong pipe, got stuck there. Oh, Vixter 7041. Hello, 7641. Welcome along. Where would you like to sit on the plane? You get to pick. You get to pick anywhere on the plane where you want to sit. Oh, we just passed a big city called Chilpancingo, and that's Chilpancingo, which is a pretty big city down there. And that coming up ahead is called Huistlepec. Huistel, no, it's Huizltepec. Huizltepec, right here. Yeah, these guys use a lot of indigenous naming for all of these places still. Xochipala is over here. Oh yeah. A lot of indigenous naming. You know what I just realized? We're at 13,500 feet. And I don't know if this airplane has built-in oxygen, or if we had to carry a little bottle. Oh, there is. Here, check it out. Pull open. There we go. Now we got oxygen. Cool. It would probably have to be running through a cannula, and we'd have to hold it here in our nose, and have the cannula connected to like some place here where the oxygen would go. But good to see that the option is there. Oh, look, outside air temperature went down to 3 degrees. Wow, okay. And we have no moisture around us. If there was, I'd go ahead and turn on pitot heat just in case, just to be safe. No doubt about it. I mean, this airplane is luxury. Look at that. I love all these new and different camera positions that they made for it. You can look straight at the screen, the other screen, the command center. This is for the fuel. Like, you lift this up and you could like put auxiliary pump, you know, and the top part here, which I think does nothing. Yeah, it doesn't work on this airplane. This one here looks straight out the middle of the front windshield. This is where it's a little bit behind between the seats. I love this one, man. This wing side view looks pretty nice. The other side. And this one looks snazzy too. Like you can see, like if you put a GoPro there, that's what it would be filming. Very cool. Almonds are delicious. I think almonds are awesome. Big fan of the almonds. I'm not a fan of the almond milk though. That I gotta be honest. I think that's just weird. We are pretty much halfway there. And let me see if you guys can see the oh no, you guys will not be able to see it, will you? Take this Volante stuff off. The goal, yes, we can leave the goal stuff on, but we'll put it over here. And you guys should be able to see a window capture. Add an existing one, Navigraph. Yay! There you are, you can see Navigraph. So you can see where we are at. And still no weather information, even though the next rad in the airplane does say we have weather ahead right over Cuernavaca. There should be, that should be the worst part of the weather, and then by the time we get to the airport it should be cleared up. So we'll see just how true that is. All that part that's where like the higher mountains are, so that is it would be pretty important for us to have nice clear skies around that area, because we don't want to be flying around places with a lot of clouds and places where we could be actually crashing into a hill or a mountain. Do they still offer almonds on airplanes? That would be cool. No air traffic control for this whole area. VATSIM is currently serving Colombia, Venezuela. No, not Venezuela. It's just Colombia, I think. Yeah, Colombia. A little bit of the north part of Ecuador. Cuba. Cuba's lit up. And then Houston Center is on. New York Center is on. Cleveland approach. Cleveland Center is on. And let's see, Denver. Oh, Denver's on. And then Vancouver Center is on. That's a big area for the north. And that part is pretty. That part is nice to be flying around in. And Mexico is also really nice. Look at these mountains. I mean, come on. These are really great. I like how these clouds look. These actually look menacing. We are, let's see, according to the next rad, we're still like 25 miles away from some pretty bad clouds. Ooh, somebody else came in here to watch. Hello, whoever you are, and if you're watching on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube, I would love a comment. And it'd be nice if you could give us a nice little comment, or at least give us a thumbs up, or a like, or a subscribe. I would very much appreciate that, sir. And if you're on Twitch and you're watching, then I would really appreciate if you give us a follow. I fly pretty much every Sunday, all over the place. Try to find places that are cool, or planes that are cool. In this occasion, I am flying this airplane that gets. It's one of the default airplanes in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I just love it because it is so automated. It's like, you know how everybody raves about muscle cars and all these other cool, you know, you want to have a car, a sports car, and you know, you want a manual and all that stuff. But the car that you drive every day, chances are it's going to be an automatic. So this is what this plane is. It's an automatic. You still got to learn how to fly it, but it's very, very much automated. So you have a lot less stuff to worry about, and You just have to supervise and make sure that it's doing everything it's supposed to be doing. In our case, we just have to make sure that the temperatures are in the green and fuel flow is good, and there are no alerts over here. Yeah, that's about it. And then just man the radios. And that's it. The rest of the flight, it does pretty much, it does it all by itself. And it's been a very smooth flight, don't you think? Another thing we can see is that we're doing 7.3 gallons per hour, which for airplanes, that is very, very low. That is like very economical. And for an airplane, a twin engine airplane, oh, that's 7.3 gallons per side, right? So that's, in total, it's 14.6 gallons per hour that we're burning. But still, for a twin, that's very low. Very, very low. It's all because of the efficiency of the engines, and these engines are really awesome. They're diesel engines that have been designed, that were taken from automobiles, pretty much. It's a car engine that was modified to be on an airplane. I think that's the story. And that's why it's got all that automation built in. And airplane engines tend to be very, very simple things, and old and simple. And these are very new and automated and snazzy. The future. And also the fact that they burn jet fuel is amazing, because avgas, which is the aviation gas for piston engines, airplane, that is getting harder and harder to find. There are some parts of the world that don't even have it anymore because they say it pollutes. And, you know, to be honest, it does kind of pollute because it has lead in it still. Even though it's called low lead, it still has lead. So jet engines don't. Jet fuel does not have lead in it. It's cleaner, and it's you find it pretty much at every airport, because every airport jet planes land and take off, and so yeah, having one type of fuel for all your planes is fantastic. And we're about to start entering the cloudy zone. Nextrad said, yep, Nextrad was right. It's not very thick. And it shouldn't scare us that much, because it's very light moisture. So it should not shake us much either. We'll see. It just looks scary, but they're not really scary. Well, technically, we're flying VFR, so we should not be going into these clouds. We should be like going underneath them or around them. But I have full confidence that this plane can handle it and that its systems are amazing and we won't have to worry about it. Also, since there's no ATC, I'm just going to pretend that we have flight following, so air traffic controller would be helping us out. Okay, we are... Oh, there's an airplane. What is that? AMX 6... Aeromexico 628 is landing soon at Mexico City. They're already doing their descent. They're way ahead of us though. We're really far away yet. We're still 42 nautical miles away. Let's check the weather in Mexico City, and I'll show you where that is. I'm going to put that on the screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Edge, no. Volanta, no. Neofly, no. Navigraph, here, yes, there we go. Alright, so we'll go over here. We got Mexico over here. Click here. Then we go to information, and here we can see the weather. So the weather at Mexico City, wind is 310, 8 knots. So 310. I think we're still good landing at runway 5. And the altimeter is 30.42, so we gotta adjust that. 30.42. We adjust that over here. Wow, that's a big jump in air pressure. 30 point, okay. And let's see, 30.42. That's good, is it? So the runways, it's telling us we should probably, oh no, it's telling us we should check for 23 left. Alright, let's get 23 left then. Let's plan for 23 left. General, runways, weather, flights, runway 23 left. Okay, now just know. That's the runway we've picked for our arrival. We are now flying over Cuernavaca, and it's a very, very rainy day here in Cuernavaca, it seems. Cuernavaca is a huge city. Look at that. Wow. Oh, bye-bye, Cuernavaca. We hardly saw you. Okay, now it's gonna get a little bumpy because we're gonna go through the yellow part of these clouds, and that just means that it's a lot more humidity. Oh look, we can see a little bit of Cuernavaca. The big city, Cuernavaca. Alright, and now we're going through the ugly clouds, and this one looks like a cumulus. Okay, this one we should not be going into normally. Yeah, the plane's gonna move. Oh, look, rain. Got some rain here on our windshield. So yeah, this one was full of water, this cloud. Hello there, Captain Berger. Welcome along. We're flying from Acapulco to Mexico City in a Diamond DA62 through some pretty nasty weather right now. Flying over Cuernavaca. We are maybe, I would say, how far away are we? We're about 25 nautical miles away. We should start our descent, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Even though we can't see because we're in IMC conditions, our trusty synthetic vision over here tells us where the high terrain is, and the high terrain is all around us, seems like. But I think we can start descending. Mexico City Airport is at, according to our trusty Navigraph information over here, it's at an elevation of 7,300 feet, so we are going to climb down to 8,300. We're going to descend down to 8,300, not climb. Descend to 8,300. Oh, look, we can see the ground. I thought we could see the ground. Yeah, there's a little bit of ground there. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of vertical speed and descend ourselves at 500 feet per minute. How's it going, Captain Berger? How's YouTube? How's the YouTube stream? Is it looking good? I'm typically more of a Twitch streamer, but I've started doing the whole restream thing. Restream.io, so I can stream at both places. So it's pretty cool to have people watching us in YouTube land as well. Okay, I'm gonna lower the speed here because we are getting into the yellow, and we should not be flying in the yellow airspeeds through clouds or turbulent conditions. And we're going to turn on our landing lights because I want people should be able to see us. Although, according to SimAware, there is nobody else flying into and out of Mexico at this time, so we're good. We probably don't need to do any of the callouts, any of the CTAFs. We've already broken so many rules today. You can keep breaking some more. There should be a little hill right below us, looking very dangerously like it's gonna hit us. But I don't see it. I think it was that. A little bit of stuff down there. Oh, geez, my dog wants to come in. Be right back. Hello, I'm back. My dog is getting in there, up in their years. She's 10 years old, and she's a Shih Tzu, and my wife is her person. Like she loves my wife. She likes to be with my wife. But whenever my wife leaves for some reason, The dog, I become numero uno for her. So she wants to be where I am. So she will bark and bark and bark until I open the door for her, and then she just lays down right next to me and then goes to sleep. So yeah, that's the story of my dog. Okay, I'm gonna descend 1,000 feet per minute, and there we are. According to the next rad, this should be clearing up in a few more miles. 5 more miles of this bad weather, and then it should be clear, so we could see the runway. So otherwise I'm gonna have to shoot a ILS or something. Speaking of, I wonder if this airport must have, because this is like the international big, huge, humongous airport. There are 11 approaches available. And yes, there are ILS, and there are ILS for both sides, for the 23 and the 5. So, yeah. So it should be good. Oh, but it looks like it's clearing up. Look. We can see the ground. We could see the runway. It should be good. Let's look what the VATSIM METAR says. METAR for MX. It's 8 statute miles, so we're good. Oh, look, it's clearing up. Just like the METAR said, like the next rad said. The bad weather was just behind us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mexico City. Welcome, welcome. Big ass stadium over there. I don't know if that's the Azteca Stadium. That's a pretty big stadium. We just passed this area called Pedregal de Tepepan. And we are good. All these buildings over on this side. And there we go, it's slowly but surely. Yeah, I'm going to start descending a lot slower. Welcome to rainy Mexico City. Very, very rainy. Very, very overcast Mexico City. Ooh. Little hill there with an antenna. And we are now 4 miles away from the airport. If we're going to be landing on runway 23, that means that we gotta be heading 55. That's the opposite side. There we are. Runway 5 is at 55 in this airport, particular airport. We are at pattern altitude officially. We are 3 miles away from the airport. When we get to around 2 miles is when I will hit the heading button and go downwind. Look, here's the airport, guys. See it? Ain't cool? There we go. Two miles, and we are now officially on the downwind for runway 23 left. And if we were using the radio, which there's nobody here, so there's no need to, we would go on the radio and say, Mexico City traffic, November 6-2, Mike Romeo Echo on downwind for runway 23 left. And there we are. I think we're low, you know? Let's see. What did the METAR say are? The METAR said that it's 3042. So we're good with the altimeter. This is where we're going to be landing. When we are about 3 nautical miles away is when we're going to do our turn to base. And our turn to base will be at around 32.5. 325. This is bug, this thing. I don't know why it does that. It didn't used to do that. It was after the latest patch, the latest update, where they, quote, fixed it. They fixed a bunch of stuff, and that was not one of the things they fixed. That came out worse. Alright, well, turn on our fuel pumps. And we'll set first notch flaps. And we'll take our gear down. There you can see the gear like this. Gear down. Alright, gear is down. And now we turn to base. And here we would also say on the radio, Mexico City traffic, November 6-2, Mike Romeo Echo, turning base, runway 32. Actually, runway 23, right? 23 left. 23 left. 23. That's the airport way over there. So right around here we would say Mexico City traffic, November 6-2 Mike Romeo Echo, turning final for runway 23 left. Looks like we overshot it a bit. And so here I would take off the automatic pilot and hand fly it. Which is what I'm doing right now. Hand flying this puppy. That's a big ass runway over there. We got ourselves we're under the glide slope, so I'm just gonna keep it here. Nice and steady. Just kind of use the trim a little bit. There we are. Ooh, a little bit of gust of wind there. There we are. There we are, 2 white, 2 red. That's our glide slope, and now we start sending at around 500 feet per minute. Should be good. All right.
500.
We're coming in a little bit sideways here, so let's correct for that. We still got plenty of time. Second notch of flaps. And we ease it in. All right, and we take the power and we level out. And we're down. Just like that. That was a pretty nice landing if I do say so myself. Okay, flaps come up. And if I'm not mistaken, the general aviation parking is to our right. No, to our left. So let's go ahead to the left. I think all of these area here on this side is general aviation and hangars. I have been to this airport a few times, and it's big. It's impressive. Mexico City, one of the largest cities in the world. Very surprising. Oh, we would also have had to have given a CTAF call and said November 62 Mike Romeo Echo is clear of the runway. That just so that people who are in the pattern and want to do, want to land, they'll be able to land. And we're going to park it right around here. And then we also use our synthetic vision to make the parking as close and nice as possible. All right. I put on the brakes, and want to see how easy it is to turn this airplane off? It is just have to turn the master off, and that's it. Plane is off. Isn't that cool? This plane is amazing. And then we turn on the pitot heat, and then we can turn off our pumps, and we can turn off our avionics master and our electrical, and that's how you turn the plane off. And we are here, Mexico City, all the way from Acapulco. I hope you guys have had a wonderful flight. For me, it was great. It was very relaxing. I liked flying with this airplane. This airplane is a lot of fun. Let's straighten out the camera here. Let's look around here at this airport, which is also this airport is also from scenery that you can get at flightsim.to, where they have they made it. It's basically a touch up to what's already there, right? This is like the default airport for Mexico City. Looks very much like this, except that the buildings are not as nice. Like the buildings are even more boxy than what this looks like. But this area over here, like the main terminal, this is what it looks like in real life. And the default does not look like this. The default was just a box, right? It was just a square building. And in this one, they actually put the, Terminal 2, and they put the name on it, and the textures looks very much like what it looks like in real life. The texture of the building, these little holes in the walls, those are actually there in the real airport. They put the little ramps, where you go in to drop your passengers off and stuff. That is very much what it looks like in real life. So they actually did this copy part really, really, really good. They copied this really, really well. And over here, it's going super slow. Let me change. Oh, not there. I change it over here. Whoop. There we are. Ah, much faster. And then over here on Terminal 1 building, they also, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is just like the real thing. This is what it looks like. And the parking is here, and I mean, for a free scenery, this is really, really good. This is really, 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 really good. Like, they put Terminal 1, Mexico Benito Suarez, and they copied what it looks like. So, yeah. I gotta hand it to them. They did a great job with this airport. And you can get it if you fly in and out of Mexico City a lot, and you want you want a much nicer airport than what comes with the game. Then by all means, flightsim.to, the place to go. That's where you'll find this one, as well as the night version of this airport, where they fix the lighting, so the lighting looks more realistic, more like what it looks like in real life. And I gotta tell you, that is a pretty cool thing. Now, before I go, I want to show you guys. Let's go to the main menu. Continue. You saw that we fly in here in Mexico City, and there was nobody really there, and it kind of sucks that Central America, not that many people are flying, and we hardly ever get air traffic controllers in there. When we do, whenever I see that there's an air traffic controller, I immediately stop what I'm doing. I plan a small flight, and I take advantage of it, because it's fun to fly, like, where you live, and to fly out in and out of your airports, and talk to real air traffic control, But we don't always get that. However, set as departure. However, ramp GA, general aviation ramps. Wow, are these general aviation ramps? 19. Parking 20, 21, and 22. Ooh, we can park there? I didn't know that. All right, I'm gonna park there. Let's change up the plane, because I like that plane, but let's choose another plane, because we're not really going to fly that much. I just want you guys to see something. I just have trouble picking the right plane, or a plane that I like. That sling was pretty good. Let's go ahead and pick the sling. All right, an ultralight, cool. And let's go into the airport with live weather and live. Right, and all this is off. See, so now we're gonna go into the world, and oh, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna turn the plane on already. So let's get this out of the way. Let's undo this. How do I undo this? There we go. Set as departure. Now it should be good. Set as departure and fly. Let's see. If you pick, for some reason there's a bug in the game, if you pick the airplane after you pick the airport, it'll start the plane, it'll put the plane on the runway, and I don't want that. Because I want to show you guys this this little program called FSTL, which has for airports like airports where you don't get that much traffic, you can have a program like FSTL put the traffic for you. So this is my international airport here in El Salvador, and here we are, and this we can move around now. Check it out. This is El Salvador International Airport, and I'm using FSTL. This is scenery that I bought, by the way, and this is exactly what the airport looks like. I mean, these guys really did a great job of making the airport. And I started FSTL, and FSTL has already populated the airport with all of these jets. And all of these jets that are here, you can tell it how many airplanes you want, because it'll slow your sim down a lot. Like your frame rates will go down if you have way too many planes moving around and doing stuff. But these airplanes that are here are based on information. Like these are all real actual airliner. See, it's populating them as we go. It gets information of a certain flight or a certain plane, and then it grabs that information and populates the world with those airplanes. Isn't that cool? I don't know if Tianjin Airlines are in El Salvador right now, but heck, we got a Tianjin Airlines plane there. Could be. Then we have our Aviancas. Yeah. We got a Delta. We got a Spirit, United. We have this one, which does not have any livery on it. Could be military, or it could be private. We don't know. United. And that dude is getting ready to go. And this is based on information from websites about, on routes and airplanes and reservations and blah, blah, blah. So this is all real live airplanes that should be at the airport. And then it just populates the world with them. And these airplanes that are there are, the AI will take over the routine that Microsoft uses to make airplanes move around in the world, and then it'll move them for you. These are the maintenance hangars for Aeroman, which, as you can see, they did a really good job of copying them. And it is cool. This is pretty freaking awesome, I think. And a friend of mine from Twitch, you know what he did? He was listening to air traffic control using live ATC, and a really busy airport, and then listening to listening to the real chatter, and then watching the planes rendered That cool. That's pretty freaking cool. And here is us. Our tiny little sling. And this was a military runway, but I think it's not operational right now. It's got X's on it, so I don't think it's not operational. Over here is a military area, I think, or GA. Is it GA? Maybe it could be GA area. Yeah. Could very well be a GA area. It's got a gas pump over here and everything. Whoop. Portal frame. Here are the firefighters and all the emergency equipment. And whenever it's time for these guys to move out, we will actually see them take off and move out and do all their stuff. That's great. Also, if there are planes that should be in the air, landing and taking off, it will show them for you, and you will see them landing and take it off. Then all of a sudden, the game does not feel as barren as it used to, because now at least you got airplanes, a whole bunch of airplanes. It depends on how many you set up and how many your computer can handle, and you have them on the screen, so you don't feel so lonely when you're flying. Of course, you can use VATSIM with all of these airplanes, right, rendered in the game. So so yeah, no, not VATSIM, but yeah, you can you know, if you're doing a flight by yourself, there you go. Alright guys, I'm gonna disconnect now. It is time for me to get some lunch. Hope you guys have had a good time, and you know, and that the flight was good. Weather's pretty nice over in Comalapa where I am right now. It's not that nice. Alright guys, have a wonderful Sunday. Be well. Talk to you on next Sunday when we're back here flying around. Take care. Bye bye.